You want some? Come get some.
Agents, we got a new build. It's not a gear set build, not this time. But I can assure you, damage, we got it. Bonus armor, we got it. Time to kill, we got it. Critical hit chance and damage, we got it. Now, in all honesty, I play aggressively, right? I like getting in their face, I like being a face tank, even if I'm not. And that's just my play style. Let's get into the build breakdown. So coming out of the gate, we got the Coyote's mask, maxed out pretty much. At least crit hit chance and crit hit damage. And we got a crit hit damage mod on there, maxed out weapon damage. The reason why I went for this mask, and if you want to, you can always use like a chill out mask or something like that. If you find yourself a little too squishy, right? The reason I picked this is because this build is high, or strong I should say, in critical hit damage, critical hit chance, right? And this mask complements that. For the backpack, using a Walker and Harris backpack. We got two pieces of Walker and Harris in this build, mainly for the weapon damage and damage to armor. For this backpack, we got weapon damage maxed out, critical hit damage maxed out, headshot damage maxed out, and critical hit damage mod on this, okay, as well as the bloodsucker talent. This gives us our armor. Killing an enemy adds and refreshes a stack of 10% bonus armor for 10 seconds. Max stack is 10. So yeah, we're dishing out damage, we're knocking down enemies, and we're getting armor, bonus armor to boot. For the chest piece, we're also rocking a Walker and Harris, okay? Weapon damage maxed out, weapon handling maxed out. We're using the LMG in this build, the Iron Lung. I'll get to that later. The critical hit chance maxed out with a critical hit damage mod. For the gloves, we're using a contractor's gloves, okay? Retro defense group with 10% LMG damage, right? Weapon damage maxed out. Damage to armor, right? 8%, we want that. And critical hit chance maxed out. The knee pads, we're using a Seska knee pads for the critical hit chance. Weapon damage maxed out, well, almost maxed out. I'm gonna fix that. And critical hit chance and critical hit damage. Now, I had to find this, okay? I didn't have it, so I had to find it. When I did, I tossed it on. We'll work on that. For the holster, we're using the picaros holster, Brazos piece. For skill haste, we don't use skills that much aside from our hive, stinger hive, and the shield. But that skill haste, 10% is not much, but it comes in handy, I guess, when it needs to. But we got that armor on there. Gotta have just a little bit of armor. Critical hit chance maxed out, and that 15% weapon damage from the picaros holster. Now for the weapons of choice, using the Iron Lung. I had to re-roll this to get the crit hit chance on there, okay? And that took a good amount of resources to do that. RNG does not like me. However, we got it. Now we gotta max it out. With the Iron Lung, shooting heats up the weapon, filling up the heat meter. Meter is equivalent to 50% of the weapon's standard magazine size, right? When the meter is full, round shot by the weapon ignites enemies. Now with this gives us a little buffer room. I tried this with the Vial Mask, and it's a nice little finisher piece, right? Because when you apply burn, okay, you also get a tick of the Vial status effect damage, right? But that's kind of negligible. It's kind of what's the word? It's trash, okay? Wouldn't do it. So that burn has its own status effect damage, right? So that helps out a lot, and it gives us time to reload or switch weapons. Comes in handy, very effective. For the secondary weapon, we're using the Kingbreaker, okay? I personally like this weapon, right? I honestly do. And it's maxed out, does good damage. I'm not sure if it does more damage than the FAMAS. I'd have to check that out. I have to find out where I put it, try it on, try it out. But Pretty legit, right? And it has the perfect flat line on there. Amplifies weapon damage to 20% to pulse enemies. After 2 kills, applies pulse to the next enemy you hit. If Iron Lung is kind of running out of air, running out of steam, right? You toss this on, do some damage, get some kills, and we get some amplified damage as well. Not to mention, I don't think I mentioned this before, but the chest piece that I have on also has the Intimidate on there, okay? And with the Intimidate, while you have bonus armor that we're getting from the bloodsucker backpack, right? While you have bonus armor, gain 1 stack each second up to a max of 7. Each stack increases weapon damage by 5% to enemies within 10 meters. It's pretty legit. With the sidearm, we're using the Orbit. Orbit has pistol damage and swap speed. I might change out the pistol damage to skill tier, something like that. Why not, right? Aids or skills, all that. But it has the perfect finisher, all right? Swapping from this weapon within 10 seconds of killing an enemy grants 35% critical hit chance and 40% critical hit damage for 15 seconds. That's a lot of juice, right? A lot of juice. Now, as I do with most damage-based builds, straight to shooting range, okay? Turn on named difficulty for my target, and then I go at it. In this particular instance, we test based damage, okay? And then after that, we test the increased damage with Intimidate. For the secondary weapon, we test it with Intimidate pulse damage and Orbit. And we do this for both weapons. Next, we run the summit. Now I like to put the difficulty on heroic, right? I could push it to legendary, but there's no variety there. The only thing that you're really gonna get is just Black Tusk. This isn't a legendary build, okay? It's not meant for that purpose. So, you know, scratch that, okay? So we put it on heroic, 7 directives, and we go to floor 10, where we will be bound to fight a boss of some kind. Named boss. Similar to the targeting system in the shooting range. As you can see in this footage, I can dispatch enemies fairly quickly, okay? Almost relentlessly. Nastily. Brutally. With speed, violence, and momentum. You feel me? And we just take out the named boss. And that's it for the benchmark here. Now, what about control points? Now, I like coming to this control point for my benchmarks. Okay, the reason for that is because there's a lot of elite patrols and random enemies and stuff like that that pops out of nowhere. Okay, and anything can happen on the battlefield, right? So this gives me a clear benchmark by pushing my skills to the limit here. Okay, with that, let's get it going, get it started. And that is it for this video. Now, if you already like what you saw, okay, you already know what to do. Got any feedback, comments, concerns, ideas, all that good stuff, leave it in the comment section. I read every single post. And according to the algorithm, you're gonna like this video. Check it out. Let me know what you think. And on that note, one time for the one time out. Brewsquad. Thanks for watching. Peace.